Look, 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 let your angel sing. I ain't twisted, this ain't the Henny talking for me. This is literally Malcolm Little talking through me. I ain't possessed, this is just when spirit meets the flesh. And the revolutionary is born, nothing less. It's hard for me to cope with stress, especially when I see the world much different from the rest. I can't sleep, nightmares, waking up, cold sweat. Wondering if I ever made it, will they do me like the rest? It's for my black souls who really too upset to rest, so they wander through my dreams. Please tell me what this means.
Welcome to the Cotton Club Radio. I'm your host, Cotton Club. What's going on, family? It's been a while, man. No worries. I'm back. I hope everybody is blessed and doing well, But I want to get straight into this one, Today's episode is going to be called The Power of Being True to Yourself. You heard what I said, family. The power of being true to yourself. See, the thing about being true to yourself is that you don't have to pretend for anyone. You don't have to live outside the lines of reasoning with anyone. And you don't have to put a mask on for anyone. You're okay with the person in the mirror. And the power of that is you get to sleep at night, not worried about what nobody talking about. And you get to relish in energy that is preserved for you and only you. Because you created that energy. No one gave it to you. No one borrowed it. You don't owe nobody. It's your energy. And I'm all about that, family. I'm all about keeping circles tight and making sure that you have like-minded people around you. Energy is very important. When you're trying to stay true to yourself, it's very, very important and pivotal that you keep the right energy around you. And sometimes you might have to isolate. That's okay. Don't let nobody tell you that isolation is a bad thing. That's a good thing. It's a good time for reflection, and it's a good time for you reinventing the wheel, reinventing yourself. Every now and again, sometimes you need to step back and reinvent yourself. And I'll tell you this, family. Sometimes when you grow up around people, they have their version of you in their mind. Okay? Somebody listening to me, family. I know y'all hear me. And sometimes it's very difficult for you to get out of that box that they created for you in their mind. You see? No matter how old you get, no matter how much money you get, no matter how much education you get, no matter anything, you're still going to be this version of you to that person. You see? That's what I'm talking about, family. When you're true to yourself, what people think about you doesn't matter. You understand? And when you reinvent yourself, you become the version that you love and appreciate, not the version that other people place on you. You understand? And sometimes, let's keep it funky, man. Sometimes the version that other people have of you will never change. And it's not for you to change that. As long as you keep reinventing yourself and keep, staying in a targeted, goal-orientated energy, family, nothing can stop you. What does being true to yourself even mean? Because sometimes it can sound like a cliche. What are you, you're being true to yourself. What does that even mean, right? Being true to yourself just means that you're comfortable in your own skin. That's all. You're comfortable being you, and you ain't trying to be nobody else. You understand, family? And when you're in any environment, You can adjust and adapt. When you're true to yourself, you can be around anyone. You understand? I remember years ago, when I was in college. I was like in my third year, and I was doing a lot of writing. I was getting a lot of A's. I was chasing those A's, and it felt good because at this point in time, I was doing the best in college I had ever been doing, and everything that I did was excellent. I was just really on a certain stride. You dig what I'm saying? I was taking a lot of empowering courses, and I was writing a lot. And at this point in time, I was trying to formulate how I was going to write my book. I was really, really trying to get the understanding, talking to my linguistics professors and really trying to understand how I was going to tackle this book situation. It was my first book, So I was really sunk in to grammar and articulating myself and not talking how I write. But when you do that, sometimes you could you kind of get stuck in that essay frame of mind, and family, that could go out into your real life. So I would go to my family functions and bringing that professor in me. I was bringing that grammar with me. And I remember having a conversation with my little brother. He was like, why you talk like that? And I was like, and I was so, I'm in the height of my college career. So I'm in that mind frame, even though I'm at a family function and I know how to code switch and I can, I'm still me, but at the same token, I'm in and out. I'm in a certain time. He was like, why are you talking like that? And I was like, and it hit me. I was like, oh shit, let me tone that down. So what I'm saying to you, when you're true to yourself, that's quick. That's criticism is nothing. You can handle criticism. You understand? Sometimes when we are very fragile, we haven't become comfortable with our weaknesses, family. And that's why it's very important to be in touch with your weaknesses. I know a lot of people don't like thinking like that. Well, I'm always military minded, so I'm always thinking of my weaknesses because I like to make my weaknesses my strengths. So, while being true to yourself and understanding the power of being true to yourself, you can identify your weaknesses and make them your strength, family. You understand? So it's power and weaknesses. I know that's a very abstract way of looking at things, but when you're true to yourself, that ain't nothing but a thing. So in your quest of knowledge, in your quest of righteousness and tapping into your God intuition, you understand? Because let's keep it funky, man. When God made man, he gave us God intuition. That's our reason. Your God intuition is your line of reasoning. Always remember that, and always stay intelligent. You understand? That's the key. The key to keeping a narrow path to success and goal orientated is staying true to yourself and staying in your line of reasoning. As a man, the moment you leave that line of reasoning and tap into your emotions, you become chaotic. And a chaotic man is no good to himself or anyone around him. So I'm going to keep this video short, family. It's the Cotton Club Radio. Holla at me.
King. Love. Let your angel sing. I ain't twisted, this ain't the Henny talking for me. This is literally Malcolm Little talking through me. I ain't possessed, this is just when spirit meets the flesh and a revolutionary is born, nothing less. It's hard for me to cope with the stress, especially when I see the world much different from the rest. I can't sleep, nightmares, waking up, cold sweat, wondering if I ever made it, will they do me like the rest? It's for my black souls who really do upset the rest, so they wander through my dreams. Please tell me what this means.
Cotton Club Radio.